What the fuck is up, y'all? How is everybody doing? It's been a minute, isn't it? Finally back in the studio, aka the spare bedroom in my house that I've co-opted into being my... Do we want the... How zoomed in are we trying to get today? Are we trying to get like real fucking zoomed in? Is that too close? You're too close, man. Shit. Dude, it feels good to be home, man. I was away for a while. So it feels good to be home. I've got multiple monitors, okay? I'm back in my desk. 3 monitors, which means I can lose 3 times as much money, like triply fast. So here's the deal, guys. We've been rugged by an entire country. It's not great. It's not great. So we can talk about the drama if you want. I don't know. I feel like I don't think I have anything new to add that's not already been said, but I'm happy to touch on it quickly. Max, you guys ever have one of your balls turned around and have to manually turn it to face right way? Yes, Max, that's called testicular torsion. Not fun. Had it happen snowboarding once. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Twitch. I'm sorry. So what's up, guys? What's up, Salted Pork? So we can cover the Argentina shit a little bit if you want. I can give you my opinion, and then we can just get right into the coins. Does that sound good? Feels good to be home, bro. I'm going to be streaming tres. That's Argentinian, which I believe they speak Portuguese. No? Tres times this week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going to be trying it out. So it should be good. All right, cool. So, listen. What a shit show. What a shit show. Now, at a high level, right? At a high level, there was some crime. Okay? There was clearly some crime. But here's something you guys need to understand. Okay? Is that there's crime going on everywhere, okay? And this is not a justification. This is not a justification, okay, for what went on. But I've talked about this plenty of times in prior videos, right? You need to assume that everybody is out to get you. You need to expect the worst from every single person and assume that everyone anywhere has a financial incentive to share anything with you. There is no free lunches here. No one is just saying, listen, man, here's some free fucking money. Here's some free money, no strings attached. It does not exist. Whether it's KOL who's being paid to promote a coin, whether there are groups who have insider information, whether there are malicious things happening with regard to the launch where they're leaking information out, whether it's someone who is trying to sell you a coin because they already bought it. They're telling you how bullish it is, but they bought it, before it pumped 50%. Now they're trying to use you as exit liquidity. Assume the worst in everyone. Now, I'm not trying to say that there aren't good people online, but if you go into every situation, assume everyone's trying to fuck you, you're going to be that much more careful with what you do. Now, within the regular markets, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, like the big boys, there's crime, right? There's people who know things that you don't. There's crime going on in Binance with the listings, and they're nuking shit down. CZ went to jail for fuck's sakes. Centralized exchanges will steal your money, a la FTX. There is crime everywhere, okay? But with these meme coins specifically, the opportunity for there to be asymmetric information. Someone knows more than you, okay? Someone has an advantage over you. That is indeed unfair. It's just way easier. It doesn't have to be sophisticated. All of these meme coins are simply a greater fool's theory, right? They just want to, whoever's buying these meme coins, they're only buying it because they intend to sell it to someone else at a higher price. That's all it is. Okay, there's no intrinsic value in any of these. You could argue that that's the case for most of crypto. Yeah, there's some stuff that does shit. But a lot of crypto, there's zero intrinsic value. And the reason you buy it is because you hope that you can sell it at a higher price. These meme coins are like that on steroids. And there is not only is there no regulation in crypto as is, there's no guardrails to even make it attempt to be fair, that it's so easy for you to get fucked. I'm not saying that you should not trade these things and try and catch the runner of the day, and that when the president of a country retweets a token address, it's not worth a gamble. But realize that it's a gamble. If you go into these things with the expectation that you're going to make money, you're not, for the most part. Most people get absolutely carried out in body bags in this casino. They get absolutely carried the fuck out. Very few people make money. Less than 0.5% of people have ever made more than $10,000 on Pump Fund. Okay? So the thing that you see where you see these guys who are like, oh my God, they're these trench gods, they're printing so much. This is such a minute percentage of people. And I'm not even commenting whether or not these people are doing it legit or not. I don't fucking know. But even if they are doing it legit or not, it's still such a minuscule amount of people who actually make money. Okay? So if you go into these things being like, I just parked $50K into this coin because the president of Argentina tweeted it, you got to be prepared for that to go to zero. Like with all of these coins, whatever you put in, be prepared to lose it all. And if you're not prepared to lose all that money, you're putting in too much. Do not put in an amount that is more than you are willing to lose. My mic is low. How about now? Is that better? Sir. I don't know how to make it louder. It's as loud as it will go. Okay, cool. So just understand you're going into a rigged casino and a lot of people seem to be expecting to win. Now, I'm not saying that there is not blame to go around. There is blame to go around. Clearly, some shady shit went on here. This Hayden guy seems to have admitted to several crimes now in multiple interviews. The next person he talks to, in my opinion, should be a lawyer, not Dave Portnoy. Regardless. So there was crime. Melee now coming out and saying, I had nothing to fucking do with this. I was just sharing it. I didn't promote it. I just retweeted it and made it seem like I was fucking involved. I didn't promote it, though, even though I got a picture with the guy who launched it. So everyone's just kind of pointing the finger. And there is blame to go around because a crime was committed here, right? Like, clearly they agreed on something. That did not happen, and a bunch of money got extracted. But that does not take accountability away from the end users who were pressing the fucking buttons and gambling on some random bullshit. Like, did I get fucked over by FTX? Yes, there was crime there. They stole my money. Was it still my fault to an extent for having my money on a centralized exchange where technically I am not the custodian of it? Also, yes. Okay? So, two things can be true. Anyways, my take on all of these meme coin things, I'm not saying you can't play them by any means, but just know what you're getting into. Like the people who are complaining being like, well, I fucking lost money and I need to fucking, everyone who did something wrong, it's their fault, it's not mine. There is fault to go around, but some of that blame, it's on you. Who's got two thumbs and is part of the fucking, deserves some of the blame? Fucking you, big guy. Okay? So just keep that in mind with everything. Just like trading. If you see some guy post something on Twitter and you go, oh, he's bullish on Bitcoin, I'm going to long, and then it goes down. It is not his fault. It's yours. You press the button. Okay? So let's get into the fucking charts. I'll be completely honest with you. They don't look great. So we're hoping and praying that that things turn around. I'm kind of predicting that potentially we're now going to see some rotation out of Solana, hopefully into ETH, into Bitcoin, into other coins that aren't just these, 2-minute long pump and dumps. Like, we've had plenty of pump and dumps. Luna was a pump and dump. Luna was a Ponzi. There's so many of these altcoins that went up and promised they had utility and end up going down 80, 90%, right? But the difference, what we've seen recently is the speed at which this value extraction is occurring is like on fucking steroids, right? So it's not like hey, this thing pumps slowly over months and months and then eventually, fades into, irrelevance. It's like it goes up for a day and then a day later it's over, okay? So again, I'm hoping that maybe some of this focus on the meme coin mania ends a little bit. And I'm not saying that meme coins can't go up anymore, but maybe we're going to move back to the ones that, kind of had some sort of staying power as opposed to just these quick, one-off runners that last not even a day. But right now, coins look kind of shitty. Again, one of the worst parts I think that has come from all of this stuff is the amount of money that's been extracted. Like, people have been just carried out over the last several months. fuck, Trump wasn't even a month ago. And most people are cooked from that alone. But a lot of people have been putting money into the charts and they're getting rinsed. And then that money is leaving. Like Pump Fund is taking their money and they're dumping Sol for dollars. And a lot of this value extracting that's going on these meme coins are not going to, they're not rotating back into other people, right? They're concentrating and being extracted out. So it's not great. I think the best case scenario here is a big old fucking rally on Bitcoin. So that's what we're going to look at first. That's what I hope plays out next. So the markets are closed today. It's a holiday. I would like to see Bitcoin go up soon. So we have this larger range here, and we've been ping-ponging it, right? And I've talked about this in last stream. I think this range is similar to this. So I believed that this range was going to break higher, and it did. I think the same about this. I do not think the top is in. I think we break out higher. The question is, do we do one of these first where we break below the range lows and we have a big puke, right? Do we do like something like this before breaking out higher? So two things I believe to be true. One, this breaks out higher. And two, I believe the length of this range will be shorter. Okay, so this range lasted 246 days. We are 74 days into this. I'm sure this feels like an eternity, but we're not even a third of the way into this range, okay? So if this range went on as long as the last one, just so you can see, that would be August, all right? So I don't think that we're going to be going sideways till August. But could we go sideways for another few weeks? Another month? Couple months? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I do believe that this range, while it will resolve higher, is going to be shorter than this prior one. Now, where are we within the range? We're kind of diddling in the middle. So we're between the mid-range and the range low. We're just floating above the yearly open. To me, I see two likely scenarios here. Maybe three. Scenario number one is that we are about to break down. And we're going to run the yearly open. We're going to take out this low. We're going to trade into the yearly open. If we trade into the yearly open and we see some absorption, what does absorption look like? You zoom in on the low time frame. Do we see a stop run maybe and then a break in structure? Like, do we see bullish market structure forming on the low time frame? Okay, you can also look at things like footprint charts and heat maps and things like that and order flow to determine if, you know, our buyers stepping in. I don't look at any of that. I look at the charts. Are we seeing bullish structure on the low time frame? Okay. If we do, right, I'd be willing to long this with a stop likely below here. Target 1 and then target 2 is like up into these highs here, which is also like the monthly open. So that's scenario number 1. Okay. Scenario number 2. Scenario number 1 is the one I think that is the most likely. Yeah. Let's go with that. Scenario number 2 is that we are going to actually puke below these lows. If that happens, I'd be looking for a deviation play. So maybe we get a bounce here and it's just no buyers and we come below these lows. Then I'm looking for what? A reclaim of the range low. Stop goes below the deviation, target the mid-range. Okay? Those are the two primary scenarios that I'm looking at right now. Is we get a breakdown and support at the yearly open. The quarterly open is the yearly open in this case. Or we come down and we wipe out 90K, probably extend a little bit below, and then we're getting a reclaim play. Those are the two scenarios I'm looking at. There is the chance that we just turn up from here. Like maybe we don't come all the way down to the quarterly open. We front run it a little bit and we squeeze higher. That's also totally possible. I'm not interested in shorting here. Why? Because within this larger range, we're in the lower half. we're in the discount. I'm not really interested in shorting down here. Is there low time frame short? Sure, this was a low time frame short. But for a swing trade perspective, based on the high time frame range, when we're near the range low, I'm much more interested in looking for reasons to be long than I am looking for reasons to be short. Inversely, at the range high, right, near the range high, we're looking for reasons to be short as opposed to reasons to be long. So that's kind of what I'm watching here. I think if we're going to get a very large dump, okay, so let's say we are going to get like, you've seen Arthur call this, you've seen a few people who have, Zoran's back on Twitter. You see a bunch of people say, we're going to 70s. We're going into the 70s, which is possible, right? We do have a large fair value gap here, and we have a low sitting right above that fair value gap, right here, okay? So we could get some sort of big puke into here, into the low 80s, into the 70s. But my opinion is if we're going to get some sort of large range low deviation, even all the way down to here, I think it comes after a move back over 100. So maybe we come do this, right? And then we get the big washout, okay? I think something like this is a lot more likely than, this, right? I think something like one of these two scenarios is much more likely than us just doing this. Shorts have had a free ride pretty much for like a month. And a lot of people are positioned bearishly, in my opinion. So similar here, right? Where we were at the range low. Yeah, we traded below, but then we got a big old short squeeze, and then we got the big dump. Okay, so similar idea here. I think that before we get the big break the range low dump, and maybe we trade down into here, some kind of squeeze is due first. All right? So that's kind of what I'm watching for on Bitcoin. And if we get a move up into here, right, into some of these highs, the monthly open, let's just throw that on our chart here. Right? Monthly open. If we get some sort of move up here, I'm looking to fade. Same if we come up here. I'm looking to fade. For any reason they give me, maybe it's like a 3 drive, right? And we get one more. I'm looking to fade. So I'm assuming this is a range until proven otherwise. It's the same shit I did here. Long near the lows, short near the highs. Long near the lows, short near the highs. Then eventually it will break out. Okay? Simple, simple, simple. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. It's not sexy. It's not exciting. I'm not shilling you the new latest and greatest rug pull that's going to fuck you in the ass. Okay? It's just boring old Maine. But I feel like we've lost our way. We've lost our way a little bit. I think there's a lot of new entrants into the space who are taking advantage of us. And we need some reality checks from people who have been here before. The AI agents were never fucking revolutionary. They were chat GPT wrappers, shitcoins that were destined for zero. None of this shit is new or revolutionary, okay? A lot of people are new here. They're tourists here. And they're acting like they know what the fuck they're talking about. And unfortunately, a lot of people are getting taken advantage of. So old grandpa fucking Maine is going to come back with the boring ass, just fucking charts and education. Because I cannot tell you what to do. I can't. I can't tell you to not buy the meme coin. I'm not going to tell you not to buy the meme coin. I'm not going to tell you to do any of that shit. But what I can hopefully do, and what I've done for fucking years, okay, with hundreds, if not thousands of people, maybe tens of thousands at this point, I've given them the tools to be able to make better decisions on their own. I'm never going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you what I do. And if you want to do something similar, you agree with it, by all means, okay? But I'm never going to be the guy who's being like, this is the new fucking thing and you got to fucking buy it right now and you're going to miss, like, it's just never been me. Maybe it's boring, but I've made lots of people into millionaires, verifiably, tons of them. And it's not because I was feeding them trade signals. It's because I taught them how to make their own decisions through these videos, through these streams, which I've been doing for 7 fucking years now, okay? So while they may be boring, It's maybe not sexy. Maybe you're not going to hit a 10,000x on a meme coin. It fucking works, and you're not going to lose all your money if you understand risk management. You use a little bit of TA, a little bit of logic in your decision making. It's going to help you get there, and it's going to protect your downside a whole lot more. So we're back, okay? We're back. 3 streams this fucking week. If not, I'll shave my head. How's that sound? That's not much of a threat. I'm already bald. But yeah, I'll do it on stream. I don't know. I'll do something crazy. All right, let's check the chat real quick here. Josh, what up, bro? We're going to have the breakout hats available soon. We got cool fucking ones. I don't have it in here. We've got cool ones. I've got hoodies. I've got all sorts of dope shit coming for you. Yes, putting your entire portfolio in a meme is retarded. For sure. It's very, very stupid. It doesn't mean people aren't going to do it, but you're buying a lottery ticket, right? It's what it is. Treat it as such. Because you can't win the lottery unless you buy the tickets. I'm not telling you to not play, but just don't go in there thinking that, the odds are you're going to make fucking money. It's not easy. If it was easy to make money and to get rich, everyone would be rich and have money. It's one of my favorite things about the internet. Like, there's all these people who are like, oh, Elon's so fucking stupid. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, why aren't you the richest person on the fucking planet then? If you're so fucking smart. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many broke people with opinions trying to tell people. Kanye has a quote, not one of his recent ones. This is an OG one before he fucking went off his rocker, it seems. Where he's like, I'm not trying to take opinions from people with less money than me about money. That's kind of true. You know what I mean? So, don't, like what you see online, a lot of survivorship bias there. It's hard to fucking make money in those meme coins. Very few people do. What up, John? How you doing? No lores en el casino. I assume that means no crying in the casino in Espanol. No lores en el casino, amigo. This is bilingual Maine, okay? Thanks, Woo, baby. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, listen, I don't think Solana looks that bad. I don't think the top is in for Sol. I don't think it's going to $1,000, but I don't think the top is in either. Okay. Yeah, it's a big week in TradFi. I love you too, bro. Who's Adam? We're not buying Adam's coin. Who the fuck is Adam? I know. How am I not at 100K subs yet? It's insane. I've been trying these other videos, like where it's like a risk management video, it's pre-recorded videos, and they get no views. Seems like all everyone wants from me is the streams. That's all I'm good for. I'm just good for my fucking rants. It is what it is. Thanks, buddy. Good to see you too, RM. Doge is still an OG meme. Hey, man, if prop firms are so good, why doesn't everyone use them? I mean, a lot of people use them. That's why I started it, right? I think you're like trying to be funny and dunk on my business, my fucking brainchild, you son of a bitch. Lots of people use them because they are good. They're a tool. They're a tool, right? Brains are good. Everyone should use them. Hospitals are good. Everyone should use them. You use it when you need it. Not everyone needs a prop firm. If you've got a ton of money, you should not trade at a prop firm. Can we have a stream with Loma Cred Cold Blood? Me and Cold Blood are working on something right now. Bro, when am I coming to Big Sky? Send me the invite, bro. Send me the invite. I'm down. Okay, let's talk about Solana. So the daily candle is closed already, right? I think my time zones are fucked up because I've been on the East Coast. Is the daily candle closed or is it closed in an hour? It closed, yeah. So we're on the new daily. So, I mean, yeah. Okay, let's talk about Ethereum. So ETH, right, objectively, is dog shit so far this cycle. It is. You know, it sucks. I get it. You know, we're all sad. We're holding ETH. It's relatively to Bitcoin, it is so much weaker. Okay, it is so much weaker. But eventually that will change. I do believe that ETH will have its time in the sun. The problem is generally ETH's time in the sun occurs after Bitcoin is topped. Now, I've talked about this dozens of fucking times, but I will reiterate it once more for y'all because I do think it's quite important. So if we look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin and the weekly chart for Ethereum, and we'll just go to this cycle here, and here we'll go to Baba. Okay, let's look at the last cycle here. So my cursor shows up on both screens here, okay? You can see that the actual top for Bitcoin occurred when ETH was trading down here. So ETH is at $2,000, okay? Bitcoin was in the 60,000s already, okay? Bitcoin started to distribute. It started going sideways, okay? When that happened, ETH doubled in a month. Now look at the last cycle. We can go way back. We'll go back in the way back machine. This is so long ago, some of you weren't even born, okay? That's how old fucking Grandpa Maine is, okay? I remember things that you couldn't imagine remembering. The housing crisis. I was in fucking high school. Should have been buying fucking land in Ohio or something. Anyways, similarly, okay? Bitcoin topped. Ethereum was trading here. Bitcoin distributed. I know it doesn't look like distribution, but if you go on the low time frame, there's distribution here. And then Ethereum basically fucking tripled at that point in time. So really what we see is generally, this is Bitcoin, right? It goes up a bunch and Ethereum goes up, but just like not as much, okay? And then Bitcoin drops, Ethereum drops harder, right? But as Bitcoin continues to rally higher, it just drags Ethereum up. And then once it tops, Ethereum goes thermonuclear. And I'm inclined to believe that that is still what's going to happen this cycle. I believe that once Bitcoin breaks out of this range, which I think is going to happen, Ethereum is going to have increased in price with it. And then when Bitcoin tops, Ethereum is going to do something like a 2x. So if we think that, okay, Ethereum, it's going to reclaim the range low here. Maybe it trades up to here. Maybe it comes back down, right? And then eventually when Bitcoin's ready to break out, this thing's at, 3,500. Bitcoin goes to 150. It slows down. Ethereum's going to be at like 6, 7K in a matter of time. So I still believe in ETH, as hard as it is to do, because the founder is literally tweeting out like a fucking free, like bring back communism and shit, like Vitalik, like it's killing me. But at least inordinate amount of crime and extraction are not happening on ETH. So I still believe in it. Looking at the chart, we have a very clean range here. Okay. And over the last little bit, it's holding up well. Like Bitcoin is deeper in the wick. Solana is at the fucking wick, right? From that initial dump. Solana's all the way back at that wick. Bitcoin is, halfway there. ETH hasn't even retraced to halfway. So of the three assets right now, ETH is the strongest. And that can be demonstrated by looking at ETH BTC. It's gone up for the month so far. Sol ETH has gone down so far for the month. So what I'm looking at here on Ethereum is very straightforward. We have a super, super clear level right here. Okay? We've had 1, 2, 3 strikes, and then a bang, it ran through. So this is either going to roll over. So if Bitcoin pulls back and it goes down to the yearly open, this is going to roll over, and it likely takes out some of these lows. Okay? But to me, based on how ETH BTC and Sol ETH look, on that bounce at the yearly open on Bitcoin, ETH might actually be a market leader on the next rally, potentially. So I'm looking for a couple of things on Ethereum. Either a run of these lows, okay, and then some sort of SFP kind of action here and a retest of some of this wick, or you simply wait for it to either break and close above here, or if you want to be doubly sure, a break and close above here. I think if we can break back into this range, the monthly open and the quarterly open become a magnet. So we see something like this. I think we get a pretty nice potential rally here in the coming days, weeks, maybe even month on Ethereum. So is there a short opportunity here? Sure. Like you could, in reality, I mean, you could short this thing right fucking now. You could short this right now with your stop there if you wanted. Okay? But how low does it go? Like, I don't think it's going all the way down to here. Not yet, at least. Right? That could happen on a bigger correction from Bitcoin. But for now, my estimation is that we are due for some sort of short squeeze sooner than later. So I want to be looking for reasons to get long because I want to try and ride that bounce. Again, we're below the range. We've sold off a lot. Since December, ETH is down 30%. Can it go lower? Sure. It went down almost 50% at one point. So while the bottom might not be in yet, we've had a lot of basically downward price action over the last 2-3 months. I'm not really interested in shorting here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're going to giga fucking puke, right? And maybe Bitcoin's going to fucking, it's down 13%. Maybe it's going to go down 30%. And it very well could. But I still think that it's more likely that if we're going to get that next leg down, we're going to bait some more people into longing first. Okay? So that's my opinion. That's my opinion on ETH. I think it's sold off a lot. I think we're due for a bit of a squeeze. There's a lot of people that have just been shorting the shit out of Ethereum, and they have not been punished. Like, basically no highs, right, have been run on this thing since December. So maybe we just get a fucking, a fuck you. Maybe. That's what I'm looking for. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we just go to zero. Maybe everything's terrible. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to look at Solana next, buddy. I'm short from 28.15. I mean, that's a pretty good entry. It'd be kind of crazy buying any significant capacity right now. When in a bull market for the last 2 years, BTC 15K to 108K, looking for pumps to exit. If you think the top is in, by all means, start fucking selling. Look for pumps to exit on. I don't blame you, whatever. You're correct. We went from 15K to 108K over 2 years. Like, there's been plenty of money to be made. We've sent random coins like Fartcoin to multi-billion-dollar market caps. Crime has been committed. Money has been on the floor, available to be picked up. Tons has happened. So if you're happy with what you've made, by all means, exit. I did a big post on this. Like, you can't just have price targets as to where you're at. I'm going to exit at Bitcoin at 150K. What if it never gets there? Are you going to hold it all the way back down? You also got to have a portfolio plan. Like, what if you've made enough and you're happy to cash the fuck out? Okay? I personally don't think the top's in yet. That's just my opinion. I have been wrong lots before. Will there be an alt season? This is the funniest question always. What is alt season? Let me ask you. Let me put the question back to you. What makes an alt season? What would you have said that, okay, alt season's now happened, I'm happy? Yo, what up, Mark? How you doing, G? That's good. I've been trying to pump my YouTube videos out into the algorithm a little more. So that's good to know. So who asked that? BTCD. So if alt season is quite literally Bitcoin dominance rolling over, then it hasn't happened yet. And I've told everyone this. Alt season, in my opinion, I agree with you. It's this chart going down. This was alt season. This was alt season. So no, I don't believe we've had alt season yet. The problem I think most people have is they don't understand what alt season is. It's not just that Bitcoin dominance is going down. It just means that on average, alt BTC pairs have bottomed, okay? And there's a chance that they're going to now go up, which means if you're long some alt USD pairs, that can go up too, right? Great. But what alt season doesn't mean is that every single altcoin goes up at the exact same time. Okay? What it also doesn't mean is that altcoins can't go up without this happening. We've sent Fartcoin to 2 billion, Popcat to 2 billion, Goat to 1 billion, AI tech agents combined 15 billion. Like tons of alts have gone crazy already this cycle. So there's been alts doing well. Alt season, in my opinion, represents a period of time where there is fertile grounds for alt BTC pairs to go up, and it's easier for alts in general to outperform Bitcoin. Here's the two major problems with alt season that I don't think most people pay attention to. Problem number one is alt season generally happens because Bitcoin dominance nukes. When does Bitcoin dominance nuke? When Bitcoin ends up distributing and it's the top. This was the top of the 2021 cycle. This was the top of the 2017 cycle. So I know everyone wants alt season, but just realize that usually this alt season, as defined by Bitcoin dominance going down, it means the end is fucking nigh. Alt season occurs and then everything fucking is done. So just keep that in mind. The second main issue with alt season that I don't believe most people understand is if you've been holding a lot of these alts for months, okay, for months and months and months. Like let's look at Dog with Hat. This has been one of the preeminent alts of the last cycle, of this cycle. Okay. There's got to be a better one. Where's the best one with the most history? I don't know. Fuck it. This is fine. We'll just use Dog with Hat as an example. Okay? You're like, alt season. I need alt season. Guess what, dude? If you bought this thing here, let's assume that you bought Dog with Hat, like, I don't know, here at whatever this fucking price is in Sol. It is now down 70, 80%. Okay? And you're like, I need alt season. You're going to need alt season, brother, just to get out at break even. You're going to need price of Dog with Hat to go up 400% just to get back to your entry. So alt season really only helps people who are sitting in cash and have the ability to buy the lows. If you've been holding alts that are down 70, 80, 90, 95, 99% down, you need an alt season just to pray to get out above water. Alt season is great if you have cash and you can buy stuff that is discounted massively, right? Like a lot of people, like they buy and they're like, well, how much lower can it go? Well, dude, it can go down 80% to here. And then guess what? From here, you can buy and this thing can go down another 80%. And now the original buy is just down 95, 96, 97%. But you've went down 80% and then 80% again. And now to get back to break even, you need a 900x. Or 900% gain, excuse me. So alt season's fantastic because it's an opportunity to make money. And a lot of stuff will rip very hard in a short period of time. But it doesn't help you if you have no money to fucking participate because you're holding altcoins that Murad told you to buy that are down 99% and need a 900% increase to get back to break even. And it also means that the bull run is basically over. So just keep it in mind, right? What up, Face? How you doing, G? So does that make sense? Let's look at Solana now. So Solana looks horrific, in my opinion. We've got basically, I think this is where it has to bounce from, like right here. Or there's a very good chance that, we're going for this. And then maybe even this one down here. Like those lows become quite juicy, right? And there's a nice order block right here as well. That if we're gonna go swan diving, right? Like this is the kind of thing you just buy, I think. If it runs this low into here, I think you just buy it with your stop down here. Okay? So it looks ugly. It's on support technically. So I don't want to be like, hey, short it right now. It's on support. It tagged the range low. It very well can bounce here. But if we sell off, I'm looking for 168 to probably get nuked and then potentially 155. But I would probably buy a sweep of this if it happens. The other scenario, in my opinion, and the safe play is you just wait for it to reclaim the quarterly open. So maybe it does something like this and then fucking blah, blah, blah. Once it's above the quarterly open, I think 220 is a magnet. Similar to ETH. What up, bro, from Switzerland? Good to meet you. This is a good question from my boy Ruben. You know what? I like a Reuben sandwich. You know what I mean? A little Dijon mustard, a little fucking sauerkraut, fucking pickle. That's what I like, Ruben. He says, with Grayscale ETF overhang, lack of inflow compared to BTC, do you think the same ETH pumps after BTC topped as past cycles will still play out? This is a long way of saying, is this time different? And it very well could be. The underlying structure of the market has inherently changed with the introduction of ETFs. Now that we have these ETFs, we do not have this same... You remember that chart? Let me find it. Let me find it. It's a good chart. This one. Look at that. I found it right away. Found it right away. You remember this? Phase 1 Bitcoin, Phase 2 ETH, Phase 3 large cap, Phase 4 alt season. There's a chance that, yeah, this doesn't play out anymore. For sure. It's possible. Because we have money now in ETFs. We have money now in ETFs, right, that might not leave. Now, can money outflow of these ETFs, right? Like, I think a lot of people have a misunderstanding into how the inflows and outflows of ETFs work. Like, a dollar inflow does not equate to a dollar of buying. Regardless, maybe this doesn't play out anymore, right? Maybe we do not see this play out. It's possible. It could change. You could be right, Ruben. But all I have to operate on is what's happened previously and the charts. I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel. Thanks, Sita. Appreciate you. Someone needs to arrest Murad for the shit he shills every day. Or should you take personal responsibility for making investing decisions based off of some fucking guy on the internet? Like, if you did 2 seconds of research into Murad, he blew up his fund by being a bull all the way down through the bear market. Is that a person you should be listening to? I'm not saying you can't be right. A lot of the coins that are down a lot now, they went up a lot for a while too. So there's been periods where people hate Murad when the coins are going down. They love him when the coins are going up. At the end of the day, you need to take personal responsibility. He's just a dude posting his bet. At least what he's doing is transparent. From what we can tell. Whether or not he's got side wallets where he's dumping coins, I don't know. He could be doing some shady shit. But from what we can tell, his wallets are public and he hasn't sold anything and he's been constantly shilling. So at least it's relatively transparent. He's talking his own book. So I don't think he's doing anything wrong. Now, if he's doing something shady behind the scenes, I don't know. But from what we can see, he's talking his book, bro. It's your own fault if you follow him and you end up losing money. That's not his fault. That's yours. Yeah, it's called influencer for a reason, but you as an adult should be able to decide and determine how much you allow someone to influence you. When you go on Instagram and you see some random influencer telling you to buy some fucking product, do you just go out and buy it immediately? No. Or do you say, that's fucking stupid, I don't need that? So why would you not hold your fucking investment decisions to the same standard, right? So, the fuck did this come from? Exactly. Accountability, never heard her. Never heard of her. That's exactly it. I'm like McDavid of the chart. That's one of the best compliments I've ever received. Next time, replace McDavid with LeBron. Yeah, would you jump off a bridge if your friend told you? Abso-fucking-lutely. Without a fucking second thought. So Solana, I think it's on support. I'm not interested in shorting it here, but again, this thing traded all the way from the range high down to the range low. So I'm much more interested in looking for opportunities to long as opposed to shorting this thing into support. It doesn't mean that there's not a trade here on the short side. Like low time frame, maybe we get some sort of bounce and then a sell-off. And there's a trade here. That's just not my game, as you guys know. I look for very specific things, and when we're near the range low, I'm much more interested in looking for reasons to get long. Simple as that. Okay? A few positive notes to end the stream on here. I've got to cut it at an hour today because I've got dinner with my family. But Wednesday's stream, we'll go on a marathon. We'll go 2 hours. I don't care. I'll look at all your altcoins, all the bullshit. We'll go ham. But I got to cut this one at an hour today just because I've got dinner plans. So a couple of potential, good signs. I do think that the dollar is going to go down. I think there's a chance that the dollar continues, right? This is a deviation, and this trades down in here. Generally, that's good for risk, which crypto is in. The second potential piece of good news is that the stock market looks like this. I bet you wish fucking your altcoins and Bitcoin looked like this. And let this be a lesson in don't fade fucking America. This is the greatest altcoin crypto. It's the greatest chart of all time. It's the greatest chart of all time. And you can very easily put your money into this. Don't fade it. Don't fade the USA. So, you could have bought the Pico top of fucking COVID, and 5 years later, you've almost doubled your fucking money. So I bet you wish Bitcoin looked like this. But there's a chance that this thing, makes new highs. Now, could it pull back? Sure. Are there a lot of lows here that haven't been run in a while? Yeah. But I do think that the top is not in for equities yet. And that's generally good for crypto. Now, could we have a short-term high here? Yeah. The biggest risk right now in terms of correlation is if this thing fails to break out here. So if we get some sort of one of these, right, where it pops up and then it's back below here, crypto is going to eat shit because crypto's already relatively been weaker than equities. So if equities get any sort of pullback, my expectation is crypto probably eats dick. That being said, dollar I do believe is top for the next little bit. So do what you will with that information. But like I said, guys, I'm back here for 3 streams this week. This is stream number 1 of 3. We're going to be sharing some knowledge. Remember, the purpose here is to teach you guys to fish. I'm not here to shill you garbage. I'm here to help you make better decisions with your own fucking money, because over the last 6+ months, seems like a lot of you have been making terrible fucking decisions with your money. And I can't help but think that's because I haven't been streaming enough. So I will take responsibility and accountability for that. So 3 streams this week. If you guys are happy that I'm back, let me fucking know. Leave me some comments in the description. Leave me some comments below this video. Like it, share it, force your friends and family to watch it multiple times over. We need 100K subs. I need that fucking YouTube plaque behind me like yesterday. So let's go. Make sure you're liking and commenting on Twitter, leaving me nice notes there. Make sure you're following all of my socials. Everything you need to know about me is in the description of these videos. What can I say? Love you guys. I'll be back on Wednesday with another video. I hope everyone has a fantastic night. We'll talk to you on Twitter.